today. How you all doing, everyone? So this is gonna be a trade breakdown of the gold trade I took, I think, 3 days ago. Um, so right here is my initial low. Right, this is where I'm anticipating price to come, but we need to take things step by step. All right, we need to work with the price action that we can see visibly right now. Okay, so this is the low that just got swept. Okay, so far so good. Now, I know most of you would see this kind of trend line liquidity and instantly you'd expect price to push back to the upside. No, price doesn't behave like that. You need to work with exactly what the price gives you that is in front of you, right? Now, this is on the daily time frame. Don't because your daily says trend line, I need to go up, then instantly you'll be looking for buys. That is how people take losses. Now, we're going to go straight to 1 hour. What am I looking for in 1 hour? The first things first is what? I'm looking for consecutive inducement, but it's not that clear. It's too noisy. I'll go back to 4 hour to check for what? To check for less noise to identify my inducement points. Now, why am I identifying inducement points? Because with inducement, then I can understand exactly what price action is probably wanting to do. I know that firstly, it has swept this low. Price has much tendency to reverse back to the upside. But the major thing is what? I understand direction first. So this is the low, this is the high that started the low. So definitely it's because it has swept this guy. That's why price is going lower. That's the first one. You can see a bunch of liquidity here, right, like so. Seeing that, it makes sense to understand that what? This is another liquidity high. Okay. So, did the eye get swept? I think so. Yes, we can see that it got swept. Nice and fine. Okay, moving forward, what else do we see? We see price coming back down, giving us a weak break of structure. This is on the 4 hour, but on normal time frame, there should be some kind of reversal that states exactly how price action moved. But we're going to dive into that one step at a time, but let's focus on the 4 hour first. We can see high here, and whenever you have a series of mitigation, this is one mitigated area, right? When you have mitigated areas like this, at the end of the day, they become traps, right? So this got trapped, price fell down, we had series of mitigation around this zone, right? This is on the 4 hour consecutively. This is another, right? Good sell, break of structure. What else do we see? This is like the liquidity, of course. People would see this and be like, okay, this is the sweep. No, we don't do that. Instead, we use what we call an IPA level. From this low, we drag it across, wait for some certain kind of confirmations on the lower time frame, we take price lower. Now, look at what I'm doing, guys. I'm just taking it one step at a time for you guys to understand inducements. There's no need for me to do all of this, right? But I want you to understand inducement. Inducement is the fuel for price and reaction. For every place that you see an inducement, there would always be a definite reaction back to the downside. Look at this. Sweep of this liquidity high, price came down. Sweep of all of this liquidity, price came down. Sweep of this liquidity, price fell down. Sweep of all of this liquidity, 1, 2, 3, all of these jabberjances right here, price came down, right? The same thing as well. When price sweeps here, what are you expecting? Price is going to reverse. So now let's go back to 1 hour. We've seen inducement here, inducement here, inducement here, inducement here, inducement here as well. Now this is a temporal inducement. It's just to reverse price, to tell price that, okay, I've taken a particular order on this area. Let's go take back the order of this area to go back downwards. Now that is a downtrend narrative. But we don't do that and just follow that narrative. We need to watch price carefully before we anticipate whatever is going to happen. So I'm going to jump down time frame into 1 hour. All right, now on the 1 hour, what do we have? What do we have? Okay. The first thing I want to note is I understand that, well, this is where my inducement is coming from, right? This is my eye. Regardless of whatever the trend is doing right now. Oh, that's 1 minute, not 1 hour. Sorry guys, my fault. So we have the low, in this case the high, the low, high. Beautiful. So now I want to understand what exactly is price playing towards, because we need to understand price. If you don't understand price, you can't understand jack shit. So what exactly is price doing? Is it really clear on the 1 hour? We vet it carefully again. Yes, we've swept something, price is reversing. Does that mean it's going to be something good? I don't think so. Why? What are the signs that we see to say, okay, this is not going to work out for us? Is this liquidity, liquidity? Feels like what? This is an OB that got mitigated. And then we have what? Another one as well getting mitigated right here. At the end of the day, all of this becomes what? A pile of liquidity. So personally for me, I'd be expecting price to what? Take this out, reverse back up, right? That's what I'm going to be expecting. So I'm going to go back to my 5 minutes after understanding that this is exactly what I'm waiting for price to do. Then I'm going to play price. What time is it? This is 18. I'm going to wait for London session to play out. And then I'm going to see exactly what price is going to do. So let's see. So now we have the inducement of that low. This like this right now is a really, really nice entry for anybody that wants to enter. But we don't trade that time. We don't trade by that time. We are done because we only trade London session, New York session. This is a really nice area to trade from. You can target where? This liquidity high. It's quite small. It's fine. But we need to be concise with whatever it is that we do. But we trade within our time frame. So we move forward again. This is 1 o'clock. You see that? TP it. For anybody that was trading, as long as there's always that inducement, mitigation, etc., you will always have price respecting you. And that is exactly what price came to do here. You can see that liquidity around this area, mitigation into mitigation into mitigation, price swept it, and then what happened? Price went up. Now, where is price magnetizing towards right now? It's coming to take out all of this liquidity right here, which is what it's doing. What's its time? 150. We need to move play price to past Asia session. What's its time now? 8:55. 8:55. Oh yes. So I took this trade as well, but this isn't the trade actually I wanted to talk about. Now, what do you see here, guys? Asian session has passed. This is a liquidity that got swept, right? Coming into this other block. And before the other block is what? Before the other block, we've swept a certain kind of high, which is this liquidity high right here. This mitigated this mitigated this mitigated this. So automatically all of this becomes a liquidity, right? And then we had what? This guy sweeping this high as well. So let's just shift this here, like so. Sweeping that high, sweeping this high into this particular OB area, right? Nice and fine, no problem. What says the time? It is 8:55. It's approaching London opening already. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put in my indicator so that it doesn't look sketchy for people. Good. So what am I seeing? I am seeing a pile of liquidity. If we go into 1 minute, if we go into the 1 minute, what are we seeing? Look at this. Look at this. Mitigation, right? Look at this. Mitigation. Look at it. Mitigation. And remember, guys, anytime we have series of mitigations like this, what exactly does it mean? Look at that. Mitigation. What exactly does it mean? It means a trend line liquidity. It might break it, it might whatever, it doesn't matter. It automatically becomes what? A trend line liquidity. So meaning everything there becomes a liquidity point. Like so. Do you get it, guys? All of this becomes a liquidity point. And then what happens later on? Placing your entry into somewhere like this. Set your stop loss. To set your stop loss, you need something that makes a lot of sense to set your stop loss. You want to be safe, you can just drag it to this low. It's fine. No problem. But because this high looks pinched, looks like a liquidity, whenever I see wick, I classify all of them to be liquidity points. You can put your TP here. At the same time, you can put your TP here. but it's fine. You can put it here because this is Asia I, and most of the time Asia I is what? A liquidity point. So we're going to play price forward and reduce the intensity a little bit. So this kind of trades, most of the time, doesn't take time. As long as you've had the build up, if you look at this, after all of this build up, once you price injected inside it within the right time frame, price spiked up. So let's play this forward and see. See that? See, 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 see that? Okay. So now what did price do? Price came, took this other block. After taking the other block, what happened? Price is reversing back down to the downside. But did it respect exactly what we wanted it to do? Yes, it did. So that's what I wanted you guys to notice or be wary about. I see a build-up of liquidity like this. Definitely the lows of that particular liquidity, which is the trailer liquidity, is going to be swept and price is going to go back up. It didn't come to this extreme, probably because of the 1 minute, I don't know yet. To be honest, I've forgotten price action price gave here, but let's play price forward. Let's see exactly what's up. I'm going to change this to 5 minutes. What says the time? It's 14 o'clock. This meant split price, beautiful. Now, this is an OB right here, right? Sorry, I like to use lines. Let me use box for proper understanding for everybody. So this is a hobby, right? Fine. Play price. Price will go down, play price. Play price. Now, people would see this and be like, another OB. But we need that confirmation. Unlike this particular one, we have what? Break of structure. Here, there is nothing yet. So we do again, play price. We've been mitigated into this particular OB. This is the point where people would come into 1 minute. Because we want to understand exactly what price action is doing, exactly what it's doing, so we can also be engaged inside of it. So if we trail this, we do this like this, we can see it got mitigated nicely. Let's play price forward. What happened? Now price has given us what? That break of structure to the upside. So after it gives us that, we need to also be wary of where price went to. Did price take out liquidity or is giving us a nice break of structure? That is the most compelling thing to do. So now look at this trend line liquidity right here. So we classify this firstly to be a liquidity point. That's the nearest one we can see. And then the second one is what? Look at this gap right here. All of this seems to be mitigated one way or the other. So to me, this is also a liquidity point. I'm going to reduce this to my 1 minute. Just want to see exactly what price is going to do. The price. Once it breaks through here, we understand that what? That zone is not going to work. Did it break through? Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Definitely did. So once price does that, have it in mind it's coming from this eye as well. See that? See that? So this is where people have FOMO and then they just go in. But we need to check. What says the time? Time says 4:58. It's still within the New York session, New York window. Right? So there's no pressure, no problem. Let's go to 5 minutes, see exactly what's happening. So guys, this is just how I trade, right? This is how I do my stuff. I don't try to be better than, I just do my stuff, take it one step at a time, etc. So whatever thing I am missing here is exactly I'm going to be missing it on the live chat as well. So look, on the 5 minutes, we can see that this looks like a really nice liquidity point, right? This looks like a liquidity point. One touch, double touch, or double top, or how they call it, triple top. And it's like we have the sweep. So now I'm going to go back to my 1 minute. So that's the understanding that I need in this particular chart. Do I have a break of structure? Something like that, but with a wick. I need something that has a gap. In this case, this is the guy with the gap, but you can classify all of these zones to be the right zone. So now I'm going to wait for one more mitigation before I then go into. Now watch closely how I take this entry. It's very, very important. Watch very close. I'm not just going in because I'm doing okay, we've had break of structure, I'm gonna do this, and no, we don't do that. Nothing like that yet. So what we're gonna do, play price, play price. We have a confirmed break of structure. Still play price, play price, play price. Look at that. If I had gone directly from here, what's going to happen? Price is going to sweep me out. It's going to take me out. So it is very, very important that we all take our time on this chart. Like, we all really, really, really need to take our time on this chart, right? So now price has finally come here. Didn't just use the 5 minutes on now, 1 minute on. Look at that. Price took it all out, like all out. Now the question is, where is price going to? Where is price going to? This is the liquidity. This is what? This could be an OB, but because I'm not going to be sure, you can just take these 2 points as the next point of other block, right? You can take the next 2. Look at all of this right here. Looks so jam-packed, right? Because it looks jam-packed, it might make a lot of sense, but let's see exactly what price does, because that's the most important thing. We had this pushback down. Okay, we are watching. Look at the reversal. Why? Because price came into this area right here. So now that we know, we don't really need this box anymore. We're just following what the price gives us. 1, 2, 3. I like 1, 2, 3 candles. So I'm open to using this guy, but I need a reaction before I can use it again. Price came inside of it. Price rejected. Came down, came down. I need a gap. If I don't see a gap, I'm not going in. Beautiful. Now look at this. Now note, it came to touch something like a sort of an order block here, right? But the question is, yes, it did touch an order block, but has it swept something of value? That's the bigger question. Has it swept something of value? If it has swept something of value, then you have nothing to be worried about. Has it swept something of value? Yes, it has swept all of this liquidity. Is there any liquidity to the downside that it necessarily needs to take? That's when all of these charts comes in. This is a red zone to be swept, right? So set it. Let's do this. Put the stop above this high. Target is low. Now, right here, you can do your break even. Well, the slow is good. So I'm gonna set my entry like so. And what we're gonna do, the price forward. Look at it, it broke it, right? When it breaks it like that, you already know that what? All of this OB becomes a trap later on. So play price forward, play price, play price, play price, play price, play price. Price came inside this OB that we had previously. What's going on? Okay, display price. Okay, beautiful. Don't mind my mouse. So look at this. OB. Let's be very careful with OB, guys. You need to be very, very careful when it's with OBs. So this is a gap here from here to here. So I'm going to take all of this zone as my entry point. But let's play price. You see blasted through it. Now we've been tagged in. Now we've been what? We've been tagged in. So now, the moment we are tagged in, it doesn't end there. You're not just waiting for TP. The next thing is how to protect your capital. That's the next thing now. How do I protect this, my capital that I have? Now, I've taught you guys how to identify inducements now in this chart. I've taught you exactly how to get your entries. You're not just entering entries based on, oh, I have an OB here, right? Put my entry and then boom. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. This is the first mitigation. We need another confirmation before we can go inside the market. So this is the OB that it gave us, but we still needed that break of structure confirmation. It gave us this particular break of structure, right? And then price went back up into this third OB that we can now say, yes, with this third OB now, price is good for me to move. So let's see what it delivers. Now let's protect our capital. Reverse. When you see something like this, good. We need a particular break of structure before we can, set break even for this trade. Play price. Look at it. Looks like a liquidity kind of stuff, right? Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Boom. Can you see that, guys? Can you see the move? Split price, split price, split price, split price. Boom. Now we can do what? Set break even. You can remove 30% profit. How do I do that stuff? Oh, cancel. Okay, X. So let's take out 50% of the volume. Say break even. Regardless of whatever it is, say a break even, let's just increase this to like 5 minutes and play price. TP8. So this, guys, is exactly how you should be trading. Look for the inducement. After the inducement, look for your entry confirmations. Now, if you notice two things, this this entry is different from this entry right here. This and this is the same thing, but this is different. Why? Anytime I see a pool of liquidity like this, I don't think about it. I just go in. I just look for a nice stop to set as my stop loss, and then I just go in. Look at this example. When I took this trade, I think I extended my SL to this range. So my profit margin was just times 3, I think, 2.5 or so. But here was the original spot to use. Because why? You can see that it actually did what? Induced something of value, right? So there are two different strategies, but at the same time, they still print the same thing, which is what? The inducement. Liquidity build up, inducement, price moves. Liquidity build up, this here mitigated this guy, as you can see, right? Liquidity build up inside here, price swept it, price came down. While it came down, it took out this liquidity here, price went up. Price went up, took out this OB that got mitigated, because as you can see, this guy mitigated it, so automatically it became a pile of liquidity. Price came, took it out. Price did what? Induced something here, came back down, break of structure, mitigation somewhere here, price came down. And price continues and it delivers that way. Even this one that might be looking different than it likes, it's still the same thing at the end of the day. What do we see? Build up of liquidity all over here, right? Price comes, take it out, inducement, price fell through. So guys, I don't want you to be confused. I don't want you to be um I don't want you to think too much about trades. Or if you know it's gonna give you so much problem, you can just chill. Be patient, right? Don't rush into trading. Set down your lines down and wait for price to come and reach you. When it reaches you, then you can react. Look at this now. Inducement here. Just draw the line down, wait for price to come and meet you. Don't just say, okay, because there's a certain kind of reversal somewhere around here, then look at this now, for example. Where is it? There, here. Because you're having this price dancing, 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 dancing here, then I'll be like, okay, let me quickly fall short since that's already taken. No, wait for your zones. Let it come and take out here. If it doesn't, fine. Price is going to build up something else that's going to make sense. But the most important thing for you guys to do is to make sure that you are doing the right thing. And the right thing is always following your plan. Wait for price to come and hit you. And then at the end of the day, you find yourself very profitable. So you all have a good one, guys. I hope you enjoyed this chat series. I'm going to make sure I do another one in a few weeks to come. Or what am I saying? Probably tomorrow. So yeah, you all have a great one. Peace, guys.